Order number 8, procedural motion, extension of period for consideration of the 2025 budget policy statement.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following procedural motion, that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order number 232.7 relating to timelines for consideration of budget policy statement, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2025 budget policy statement by a period of 14 days from 27th February 2025. Honorable Speaker, the budget making process is one of the key critical roles of this House, and it really requires a complete active participation of all members, Honorable Speaker. And this procedural motion, therefore, Honorable Speaker, seeks to extend statutory timelines for consideration of the budget policy statement by at least 14 days, or in particular 14 days, Honorable Speaker. And this extension is necessitated by the fact that the Committee on Selection is yet to finalize the nomination of members to various committees, and it's actually the committee that is mandated to do that work, and its timeline has lapsed, Honorable Speaker. And it is for that reason that this very motion is being moved, so that this committee is constituted. As you're all aware, that the timeline lapsed of those select committees and the budget appropriation and appropriation committee.
Self-explanatory, thank you.
Exactly.
You may call your seconder.
So I therefore move this, Honorable Speaker, and I beg the Honorable Kangogo to second. I thank you, Honorable Speaker. What is
this? Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I wish to second, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now propose the question that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 2327 relating to the timelines for consideration of the budget policy statement, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2025 budget policy statement by a period of 14 days from 27th February 2025. Thank you, honorable members. I now put the question that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 2327 relating to the timelines for considerations of the budget policy statement, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2025 budget policy statement by a period of 14 days from 27th February 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 9, procedural motion, extension of period for consideration of the 2025 debt management strategy.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move the following procedural motion, that notwithstanding the provision of Standing Order number 232.4 relating to timelines for consideration of debt management strategy, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2025 debt management strategy by a period of 10 days from 24th February 2025. The facts, Honorable Speaker, are similar to what we said in the previous procedural motion, considering that the 2025 medium-term debt management strategy, which is expected to table its report to the House for consideration within 10 days. So it's very important that we extend this particular timeline, similar to what we said in the previous procedural motion that sought to extend the budget and appropriation, the budget policy statement by a period of 14 days. So I beg to move on this, and I urge the Honorable Adams to second.
Madam Speaker, I second.
What are you saying?
Honorable members, I now propose the question that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 232A-4 relating to timelines for consideration of the debt management strategy, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2025 debt management strategy by a period of 10 days from the 24th of February 2025. Thank you, honorable members. I now put the question that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 232A-4 relating to the timelines for consideration of the debt management strategy, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2025 debt management strategy by a period of 10 days from 24th February 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. And then next we shall go back to order number 7. Order number 5, sorry, for papers, because majority leader has.
Order number 5, papers.
Okay, Chairperson, Administration.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, 20th February 2025. Report of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on 1. Its consideration of the Birth and Death Registration Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 37 of 2024. 2.
With regard to business scheduled for Tuesday next week, the House is expected to consider the following government and individual members' bill at second reading, some of which are already listed in today's order paper. One is the Equalization Fund Bill, Senate Bill number 14 of 2023. 2 is the Political Parties Bill 2022, the Insurance Professionals Bill 2024, the Culture Bill 2024, the Public Finance Management Bill of number 2, Bill 2024, the Institute of Social Work Professionals Bill 2023, the Gold Processing Bill 2023 that was here in this very floor yesterday, Honorable Speaker, the National Police Service Commission Amendment Bill 2024, the Basic Education Bill Amendment Bill number 2023, and the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 37 of 2023. Honorable Speaker, the Committee on Selection will also conclude its consideration of the list of members proposed to be appointed to the 18 elapsed committees, including any consequential changes to other committees. This is it has been a topic in people's lips, and it's important for us to inform you that this will be concluded next week on Tuesday. In this regard, the House will consider the motion on the constitution of other lapsed committees, in addition to the motion to ratification of the agreements for the establishment of the African Finance Corporation. Mr. Speaker, as members will recall, you issued a communication guiding the House that the Liaison Committee would consider the supplementary estimates for the year 2024 and 2025 budget policy statement and debt management strategy. This is because the Select Committee on the budget, the Select Committee on Budget had its time lapse sometimes in this session, Honorable Speaker, and that is why that communication was issued. And this was a question by the delayed constitution of the Budget and Appropriation Committee and the Public Debt and Privatization Committee. As members have noticed in the supplementary order paper for today, Honorable Speaker, I intend to move a motion for extension of the period for the consideration. This has already been done, and when you reordered the order paper. And as a leadership, we had the Liaison Committee working with the departmental committees to fast track the consideration of the two committees or two budget documents and the supplementary estimates too, so as to enable the House to conclude with them soonest. Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee also noted the status on the uptake of post-service medical by members, and as at last week, and commended and as last week, the enrolled members, there are several members that have enrolled willingly, and of course, they've also displayed their willingness to register to the scheme. And on behalf of the committee, we encourage members who have not enrolled to register soonest in order to allow the clerk to proceed with the administrative processes of actualizing the scheme without leaving any member behind. This must be re-emphasized, that the tables that you see on the corridors on your way to Parliament or to the chambers are for the members or the staff that are taking the registration of the post-service medical scheme by members, and members are encouraged. If you haven't and you're in this floor or in this chamber, you are encouraged to register as soon as possible so that that is expedited upon. And finally, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee will reconvene again on 25th of February 2025 to schedule business for the rest of that week. I now wish to lay the statement on the table of the House. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Osoro. And before we proceed with the other statements, allow me to take this opportunity to welcome the following schools that are seated in the public.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Public Finance Management Bill 2024 be read the second time. Honorable Speaker, this bill was read for the first time on 19th June of 2024 and was then committed to the Committee for consideration and tabling of report. I'd like to thank the committee for a job well done. Honorable Speaker, this bill seeks to amend the Public Finance Management Act, CAP 412, to align the timelines for the passing and consideration of the finance bill by the county assemblies and the National Assembly. And to be more specific, Honorable Speaker, Clause 2 of the bill seeks to amend Section 1292A of the Act to provide for clarity on and harmonization of timelines for passing of the finance bill between county assemblies and National Assembly. Just harmonizing. And it seeks to delete the words, except the finance bill in Section 1292A of the Act and Section 1292A of the Act, then provide as follows, Honorable Speaker, that following approval by the County Executive Committee, the County Executive Committee member for Finance shall submit to the County Assembly the budget estimates, supporting documents, and any other bill, Honorable Speaker, that requires to implement the budget, except the finance bill by 30th April in that year. Honorable Speaker, the key word in this particular amendment will be except the finance bill. That is what this particular bill seeks to include in that particular clause. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, Clause 3 of the bill seeks to introduce a new Section 131A to provide for similar procedures for submissions and considering the passing of the finance bill in the County Assembly as that of the National Assembly. So therefore, Honorable Speaker, that new Section 131A will then provide as follows, because it's actually a new one: submission, consideration, and passing of the County Finance Bill. Number 131A, 1, County Executive Committee member for Finance shall submit to the County Assembly on or before 30th April the County Finance Bill setting out the revenue measures of the county government. There are clear timelines here, Honorable Speaker, that did not exist in the previous one. And following, and then it will provide under 2, that following submission of the County Finance Bill by County Executive Committee member for Finance, the relevant committee of the County Assembly shall introduce the bill in the County Assembly. 3 will provide that the County Assembly shall consider and pass the County Finance Bill with or without amendments in time for it to be presented for assent by 30th June each year. This hasn't been there, Honorable Speaker, and that really seeks to help, harmonize such things, Honorable Speaker. And 4 will provide for any recommendations made by the relevant committee of the County Assembly or resolution passed by the County Assembly on revenue matters shall ensure that the total amount of revenue raised is consistent with the approved fiscal framework. The word here is consistent with the approved fiscal framework. B, take into account the principles of equity, certainty, and ease of collection. C, consider the impact of the proposed changes on the composition of the tax revenue with reference to direct and indirect taxes. And then D, consider domestic, regional, and international tax trends. E, consider the impact on development and investment, employment, and economic growth. And F, Honorable Speaker, it will take into account the taxation and other tariff arrangements and obligations that Kenya has ratified, including the taxation and the tariff arrangements under the East African Community Treaty. And 5, Honorable Speaker, the recommendation of the County Executive Committee member for Finance shall be included in report and tabled in the County Assembly. Because there has been disparities, Honorable Speaker. There hasn't been really a harmonized system between the County Executive Committee members and the County Assembly, because there was utmost autonomy by the County Executive Committees, which is detrimental now to the works of the County Assembly as an assembly. Honorable Speaker, Clause 4 of the bill seeks to appeal Section 133 to align the practice in the County Assembly to that of the National Assembly in consideration of the finance bill. This must be clear. The only finance bill that Kenyans know or Kenyans are aware of is the finance bill by the National Assembly. Kenyans are unaware that every county assembly also has their own finance bill. So we want to realign that. This particular bill seeks to realign such so that we have a replica of what happens in the National Assembly as far as the finance bill is concerned, and should replicate to what happens in the county assemblies, Honorable Speaker. And that is what Section 133 seeks to amend. And it provides that not later than 90 days after passing the appropriation bill, the county assembly shall consider and approve the finance bill with or without amendments. Mr. Speaker, this is very important because the casual way to which the county assemblies and the county governments run their business affairs, especially the business of the finance bills, Mr. Speaker, will be put to a stop. It now is well aligned within the law. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, this bill contributes largely to the development of this country in terms of the finance sector. It contributes largely towards, of course, realigning the funds that come through such provisions that are introduced in the finance bill. And I therefore urge the honorable members to support this bill as it is. And I therefore beg to move, Honorable Speaker, and ask the Honorable Jared Okello to second.
Thank you. The Honorable Jared Okello.
Madam Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity to second this bill that has been proposed by the majority whip, my brother Honorable Osoro. Madam Speaker, it is true that there has been a disconnect between the budget process at the counties together with the budget processes within the National Assembly, Honorable Speaker. And this bill seeks to create a level of uniformity in our budgeting processes, Honorable Speaker. Certain times budgets are passed here, monies are appropriated, even those that are going to the counties, yet the counties are not ready with their own budgets, Honorable Speaker. So they push Treasury to give them monies without necessarily having what that money is going to do in their various counties, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, this is a very important bill that will seek to cure that kind of disconnect, Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, again, counties do not come up with full disclosure. We know that there are certain times that the monies that they get as personal revenue or revenue mopped up by themselves in the counties are never reflected into the final budgets that they come up with. And therefore, we wonder that these counties make so much money, monies that we do not know about, monies that are able to run their affairs in the various counties, but yet they push the national government out of that fund that the shareable revenue. That is exactly what they're waiting for. So we ask ourselves, Honorable Speaker, that in order not to devolve corruption at the county levels, governors, together with their respective CECs in charge of finance, must come up with full disclosure so that we can know with exactitude how much is expended to these counties, Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker, this bill, as it seeks to come up with a level of uniformity, also challenges counties to do the right things at the right time, Madam Speaker. And therefore, we believe that moving forward as a country, the two levels of government, because we have 48 levels of government, or 48 governments in the country, the national government together with the 47 county governments, Madam Speaker, that there will be a level of sync in what they do. There will be reaching across the aisle so that whereas they are dependent or are they independent in what they do, there will be also a level of interdependentness, that the county governments will be listening to what happens in the national government, and the national government will, in return, consult, very aggressively so, by the county governments, Honorable Speaker. I therefore support this bill that has been proposed by the majority leader, and therefore I second, Madam Speaker, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Jared Okello. Honorable members, I now propose the question that the Public Finance Management Amendment Number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill Number 26 of 2024, be read a second time. Honorable members, before I do that, I would like to take this opportunity, honorable members, to welcome students seated in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, students from Muthaiga Junior School from Gilgil Constituency, Nakuru County. You are welcome to the National Assembly to observe proceedings of the House. And honorable members, in line with that, I would like to invite the Honorable Martha Wangari to welcome the students.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. The reason you hear Honorable Mboko laughing is because this week I have been receiving schools right from Tuesday and the day before yesterday and yesterday. But Madam Speaker, today I am very delighted because we are hosting a school that is not from town. Yesterday and the day before we were hosting a school called Gilgil Day Secondary School. Today we are hosting a school from the rural Gilgil constituency, from a ward called Elementaita. And Madam Speaker, was visiting these young men and young boys and girls 2 weeks ago, and they were very excited to come to Parliament. So I just want to take this opportunity to encourage them that they can be able to learn something from us. And at the end of the day, in a few years to come, Madam Speaker, they will be the ones who will be sitting where we are sitting. And they are very excited today, Madam Speaker, because they have actually sat in the Speaker's Gallery. I want to thank the Clerk's office again and the Speaker's office for allowing and making it possible. And you know, Madam Speaker, since the day not to forget, June the 25th, it's time we are now seeing children this session. So I hope we can be able to keep it up so that they can also be able to learn from us. And we also learn from them, Madam Speaker, because I was interacting with them outside there, and they're asking you questions that you also have to research and also be able to answer. So, Madam Speaker, thank you for the indulgence, and thank you for this chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Martha Wangari. Honorable members, now we can proceed to debate, and I would like to give the first opportunity to the Honorable Rahim Dawood, member for North Imenti. Anyone interested in... May I now put the question? Honorable members, is it the mood of the House that I put the question? Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? Therefore, honorable members, I now put the question that the Public Finance Management Amendment number 2 Bill, National Assembly Bill number 26 of 2024 be read a second time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Public Finance Management Act and for connected purposes. Order number 13, the Culture Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2024, second reading.
Leader of Majority Party.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Culture Bill 2024 be read for the second time. Honorable Speaker, first of all, I wish to commend the Departmental Committee on Sports and Culture for a job well done in this particular bill, Honorable Speaker. As you're aware, this bill was informed by Article 11 of the Constitution of Kenya, which recognizes culture as the foundation of the nation and as the cumulative civilization of the Kenyan people and nation. It commits the government to promote all forms of national and cultural expressions through literature, the arts, traditional celebrations, science, communications, information, mass media, publications, libraries, and other cultural heritage. Notably, since independence, Kenya has never enacted a comprehensive legislative framework to support the integration of culture and cultural heritage in the national development agenda. And therefore, Kenya is yet to fully harness the potential of culture, cultural property, cultural heritage, creative industries, and Kenya's cultural diversity to promote and enhance social culture, political, and even economic development, Honorable Speaker. Kenya's traditional values and morals have been seriously eroded, Honorable Speaker, leading to exploitation of cultural diversity that fuels ethnic animosity and division. Because we are really watering down our cultural beliefs and morals. And through the enactment of the Cultural Bill 2024, Kenya shall be in a position to address these issues in a systematic and comprehensive way, Honorable Speaker. Additionally, this bill is also intended to facilitate the implementation of international conventions and treaties that have been ratified by Kenya, including the International Conventions on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights of 1966, the UNESCO Convention on the Protection of the Cultural World